I said it before and I'll say it again. The operative word in the phrase gun control is not gun, but control. And control doesn't mean control of the gun, it means control of you by the government. Don't believe me? Listen to what Democratic presidential candidate Michael Bloomberg had to say about the white settlement church shooting where the church member saved over 200 lives by using his personal handgun to shoot and kill the shooter before he could kill anyone else.
It may be true, I wasn't there, I don't know the facts, that somebody in the congregation had their own gun and killed the person who murdered two other people, but it's the job of law enforcement to have guns and to decide when to shoot. You just do not want the average citizen carrying a gun in a crowded place.
Let me break this down for you. Michael Bloomberg wants you to believe that gun control is about saving lives. But when a civilian uses his gun to save over 200 lives, he doesn't talk about the lives saved. He doesn't congratulate the person who saved those lives. Instead, he talks about how those people shouldn't have had guns in the first place because the only people responsible enough to have guns and make a decision about saving your life are the cops. So essentially, our control over those 200 plus lives is more important than your ability to save those 200 lives. So to Bloomberg, if you use your gun to save lives, it doesn't mean because you're not a cop. I can tell you right now, I've had more firearm training than a lot of cops. And I know a lot of other civilians who have had more firearm training than a lot of cops. At the same time, I know a good number of cops who have had way more training than me. Hell, the first person who taught me how to shoot a gun was a cop. But truth be told, a lot of cops are terrible with firearms, as well as a lot of other civilians who are terrible with firearms. But becoming a cop doesn't instantly make you John Wick any more than me carrying a gun makes me Django. And let's not forget how in 2005, the Supreme Court affirmed that police have no constitutional duty to protect members of the public from harm, nor do they have to bear any liability for not protecting you. So a cop can literally let you be shot and he bears no liability. Yet, Michael, I'm better than you because I'm a billionaire Bloomberg. Rather than people in that church have no guns and hope the shooter doesn't kill them before the cops arrive. That's how little Michael Bloomberg thinks of people who are not billionaires. Give us your guns and depend on the government exclusively for your protection, even though technically we don't have to protect you. Bloomberg is 70 years old. Jack Wilson, the man who shot the shooter, was also 70 years old. The only difference between Wilson and Bloomberg is Bloomberg has armed security everywhere he goes. Wilson only has his handgun. There are over 600,000 cops in this country and over 300 million people spread across this country. The average response time for cops is 9 minutes. It took all of 6 seconds for a shooter to kill 2 people and then be shot by the armed church member. Yet and still, this walking corpse has the audacity to get up on national television and tell me that only the police should have guns. Here's the crazy thing. Wilson was part of a volunteer security team at the church where at least 7 other church members had guns. And Bloomberg doesn't think they should have guns to protect their church. But when it comes to his alma mater, Johns Hopkins University, he literally said the lack of armed security is irrational. Bloomberg is a statist. He believes the only people who should have any power in this country is the government and rich people. Then again, I shouldn't be surprised. This is the same guy who tried to ban large soda sizes in New York and suggested that young minority males should be banned from having guns. And now here he is making a statement that is 10 times worse than anything that fool Beto said. Beto said he was going to take our AR-15s and AK-47s. Bloomberg is saying we shouldn't have guns, period, because you're not responsible enough to protect your own life. Only the cops are, which is funny because this is literally why the Second Amendment was written. When they wrote the Second Amendment, there was a picture of Bloomberg hanging on the wall that said, "This is why we are writing this." Right now, there's a culture war against the Second Amendment, which is why I need your help spreading our message to counter their message. You can do this by leaving a comment, sharing this video, and click the bell and subscribe button. Let my voice be your voice, and let them know you want to keep America tactical. Because the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed wasn't a suggestion, it was a directive. Also, if you're wondering where to get your I will not comply, I lost all of my guns in a boating accident, the AR-15 is protected by the Second Amendment, and your state-specific Keep America Tactical shirts, click the links in the description section of this video.